vueltas a la página. Ta, ta, ta. Okay. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So, I am making my, I guess, second video of this series that I'm making. I kind of want to make my videos a little bit in like an organized sort of way. So this series is talking just a lot on emotions, feelings, and dreams, manifestation. Just all it all kind of ties in. But what I want to talk about today, because I talked last week about how you're not responsible for anyone else's feelings, but I want to talk today about how you are 100% responsible for your feelings. That feelings are not something that happen to you. Feelings are a part of your senses, and they're something we experience. So if you don't like something you're feeling, it's kind of a hard balance, because one, the source of suffering is generally not feeling something uncomfortable. It's not feeling sad, it's not feeling mad. That's not what makes you suffer. What makes you suffer is the drive, the pull to try and not feel those things. So if I'm feeling sad and I'm like, I really want to be sad, and I'm either numbing those feelings or running from those feelings, or just simply sitting in despair because of those feelings, that's where I'm suffering. But it's not because I'm sad. Being sad is just a human experience. It reminds me of when I worked in labor and delivery. I still work in women's health as a nurse, but I used to work more just specifically in only labor and delivery, and so a lot of the patients, when they come in, and a lot of distress, especially when it's their first baby, they're feeling all these crazy feelings for the first time. A lot of it is pain, but there are also so many other feelings associated with childbirth, because it's pressing on the vagal nerve, and when you press it on the vagal nerve, that's what makes you feel like you're gonna throw up, you're gonna pass out. It literally makes you feel like you're gonna die, I don't know if you've ever, this is kind of weird, but you're been so constipated and you like all sweaty, or when you throw up, that's because your vagal nerve is being stimulated. Or even some people will stub their toe and can pass out, or will get super nauseous, because again, it's the whole vagal nerve thing. So my patients would come in, and you could tell the anxiety on their face, and it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't just the pain, it was the anxiety. And I would always tell them, this pain is designed to tell us something's wrong. When you put your hand on the stove, it hurts, so you pull your hand away. This pain is different though, because this pain is something that's going to bring forth life. Everything feels like it's all wrong, and this pain is making you think you're gonna die. But if you can get past that and you can concentrate on that, this pain is actually pushing your baby closer to being born, then it will soothe a lot of the anxiety and make the pain actually much more bearable. And it's crazy how it was almost an instant change in these women. You would see, they were okay, I'm not gonna die. I'm okay. And obviously, as a medical professional, you don't want to tell someone I'm not gonna die, because there could also be something wrong and the person's feeling that, and so also you don't want to minimize someone's feelings. I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole. But the point is that when we have feelings, we're taught, this sadness, just get it out of the way, hurry up, get over it. This anger, this whatever, even jealousy. And when you sit with your feelings for a little bit, you realize, one, it's actually not that uncomfortable. When I'm not trying to rush myself to feel something different, it's actually not that bad to be sad. And actually, personally, that's where most of my creativity comes. In those moments when I'm sad, recently, I was very sad about losing someone that I cared about, or the fact that we weren't talking anymore. And just thinking, I didn't just lose, someone that I was intimate with and cared about, but I also lost a friend and someone that was a companion to me. And just sitting, and I finally let some tears fall over that. And in letting those tears fall, I actually had such an inspiration for some music, and that's how I like to let my feelings out also and express my feelings, is through painting, through music, poetry. And so instead of running from those things, I'm actually expressing them, and something so beautiful is coming out. I will show you later in the video. I have a couple, or at the end, I have a couple of paintings here on the wall from a very difficult time that actually I described in the last video. I was in this very short but abusive relationship, and after everything, it's very hard for me to like feel safe with myself again. It affected me a lot. And so I started painting again, and so like I said, I will show you the paintings, but like I look at those paintings and I see the feelings that I felt at that time, and it doesn't make me sad. It's beautiful actually. And that from something so heavy, something so beautiful could come about. Um, yeah, it's just it's it's a disfavor to yourself to run from your feelings, or to feel that you don't deserve to feel your feelings. I think that's a big point too, is because when we were little kids, it was stop crying, wipe your tears up. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Or hurry up, stop crying. Like always this pressure, like hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Change your feelings. Well, we don't work like that. Nothing changes overnight. I mean, a plant is looking wilted and sad. It's gonna take a few days at least to get it looking back healthy, back to normal. And that's a plant. Imagine a person who's so complex and you have so many things going on. So one, don't run from your feelings. Don't suffer by trying to change your feelings. But like I said at the beginning of the video, you're responsible for your feelings. So once you've sat with those feelings, once you said, okay, I'm sad. Why am I sad? What is the environmental change? It's not a feeling change. You do not need to change your feelings. You can only change your environment. So when you sit with your feelings, you examine them. You say, I'm sad, I'm mad, I'm whatever. What is the environmental change I am going to make so that I do not perpetually feel like this? Let's say, for me, a big one was jealousy. I was so uncomfortable. Every time I'd feel jealous, I would see some beautiful woman, or see someone with the house I wanted, or the car I wanted, or the financial stability that I wanted. I feel so jealous, like, oh, I hate that person. And then I was like, I don't hate that person. I just want what they have. And then in sitting with those feelings, I said, okay, is there anything wrong with what they have? No. Okay, did I know that I wanted those things before this? Honestly, no. I just knew that this person produced this feeling inside of me that I don't like. And then I thought, well, okay, what if I change that feeling instead to gratitude, because I'm changing my environment and my perspective? Instead of saying, I hate that person because they have something that I want and I can't have it, change my perspective, my environment, and say, I can have those things. I deserve those things. We can both have those things. So there's nothing wrong with that person, and thank you. Thank you for revealing to me something that was a desire of mine that I didn't know I had. Obviously, and I'll talk in a later video, you have to be careful about that, because you also don't want all your desires to be dictated by your social circle. You want your desires to be your own. You want to make sure. But if that jealousy helps you to filter one of your own personal desires, and you can really sit and you can say, this is not because someone else has it, it's because I really want it. I just didn't know I wanted it until I saw someone else with it. Those are two different things, and it's kind of a fine line. In your feelings, everything's a very fine line, because they're feelings. They're not concrete. They're subjective. But another example I could give is sadness. I feel sad. Why do I feel sad? Because I have to go to this job that I don't like. Okay. well, is this a sadness that can be overcome by maybe changing something at that job? Or is it something that maybe requires a total change of the job? But our feelings to us, reveal things to us. They're not annoyances. We treat our feelings like, oh, like I'm so sad. Oh, I'm so frustrated. Oh, I'm so this. I'm so that. Even happiness sometimes we treat it like an annoyance. Like you always just need to be this mellow, steady, same person. You can't be like really happy, really expressive, really ecstatic. You also can't be really sad and depressed. You just have to kind of be this happy medium that pleases everyone. No, we are creatures that were born to feel, and in that same um, rule that you're not responsible for anyone's feelings, no one's responsible for yours, and you also can't feel guilty for having feelings in front of people. Now, obviously, how you respond to those feelings, yeah, if you're having like an angry outburst and you're throwing things at people, that's probably not good. But if you're just angry and you just want to be angry and you're not doing anything to hurt someone, then no one can either dictate what you should feel either, because again, you're not responsible for making them comfortable, they're not responsible for making you comfortable in regards to your feelings. Those are your internal feelings. Now, do they manifest externally? Yes. Can they manifest externally in healthy ways? Also, yes. You can be angry and express your anger and not scare anyone, not traumatize anyone, not hurt anyone. There are very healthy ways to manifest all feelings, and and surround yourself with people who are accepting of the fact that you feel. And some people feel a lot more deeply than others. Some people cry a lot, cry out of happiness, cry out of sadness, cry. Other people do not cry very easily. Uh, and those are still expressions. You can't be around someone who's like, "Oh, you don't feel anything. You're so cold-hearted because you never cry." No, they're just not a tearful person. But then you also can't be, the other side of, oh, you're just such a showdown. Like, we say in Spanish, like, such a showdown, such a crybaby. Um, it's not healthy to be around people like that either. So again, it's a, it's, I guess, it's gonna sound kind of crazy, but one time I consumed psychedelic mushrooms, and I kind of saw all people as like plants, and like there were like different flowers on every plant, and that's how I feel like we are. We are our own little plants. We have our own root system. We have our own individual flowers. We bloom in our own time. We're seasonal. Um, some vines may intertwine with others, and some roots may intertwine with others. And some plants may help other plants to grow or shade some plants from the weather. But in the end, every plant is an individual plant. Every person is individual. And we are free to express ourselves in our individual ways. No one judges a rose for not growing tulips. We are who we are. And that's all we can be. Um, but we can't blame other people for how we feel, and we can't let ourselves be stuck in our feelings either. Sit with your feelings and then let them pass. And if they're not passing on their own, then what is the blockage? What is the environmental blockage that's stopping you? Is it, something you need to get rid of, something you need to add, something you need to communicate, something you need to do? Um, it's even something you need to just sit and think through or journal. It may not be that complex, but what is the environmental thing that you need to do to let that feeling pass? Not to change it, not to numb it, not to replace it, but just let it pass. Again, if it's not flowing through you, there's some blockage, there's something going on that's not allowing it to flow through. And don't guilt yourself, but say, what do I need to experience pleasure right now? What do I need to experience peace right now? It's not about happiness, not what I need to be happy right now, but what do I need to be at peace, like in a blissful, peaceful state. That's where we want to be. And we can be that way. I've been extremely sad, I've been extremely heartbroken, and still been at peace. So it's not dependent on your emotions, it's dependent on how comfortable you are with those emotions at that time. um, but yeah, that was something I wanted to talk about today. Again, I appreciate all the subscribers. Honestly, I'm blown away that there was even one. um, but I can see you guys are watching my videos. So that's why I'm putting more out. I want to keep talking. I want to keep reading your comments. Um, so let me know what else you would like to hear about. And yeah, I'm excited for this journey together to keep growing together. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.